Alright, welcome back to another episode of Flatline Fowl. Today we are going to talk a little bit about turkey hunting gear and like what you need, the bare minimum, what you need to go turkey hunting and to kill turkey, and on a budget, because not everybody can just go out and buy whatever they want. And so we're just going to talk about some of the things that we use and the things you need to kill turkeys.
We want to say thank you to all of our subscribers out there. We just recently hit our 500 subscriber mark. We did pick a winner.
So congratulations to him. Yeah.
And hopefully the next quick step's 1,000. That would be nice. So.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, guys, for the support. We really appreciate it. It's just nice to be growing, because it's kind of hard just to get started off, but we're starting to see some growth, and it's nice. So now would be a good time to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see some upcoming turkey hunting videos, because we've definitely got a bunch of those. And yeah, just thanks a lot for sticking with us here and helping us grow.
Okay, so guys, the first thing we're going to talk about today on our gear essential for turkey hunting is obviously going to be the shotgun. So, you know, the shotguns we have here are our everyday multi-purpose. They're not just specifically for turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people actually have specific turkey hunting shotguns that are devoted to that, but we don't. So these are what we are using. Noah has a
Brett A400 Extreme. It's a 12 gauge, semi-automatic. Shoots 3.5s, which when it comes to turkey hunting, 3.5s, it's kind of like a competition, but some people say you don't need 3.5s, but for waterfowl, when it comes to turkey hunting, the more you can get, the better, because you can't always get turkeys you come in at 20-30 yards. So if you have that extra little bit of oomph behind it, and it's just nice.
It's always better to have something and not need it than not have something and need it.
Yeah.
So on that same note, yeah, my shotgun is a Winchester SXP. You know, she's not very expensive. She gets the job done. I don't care if I smash it on things, drop it on rocks. You know, it works every time, just about.
Yeah.
Camo. I mean, you can have a black synthetic, or you know, a wood stock or camo. It don't really matter. Mine's also 12 gauge. Shoots 3.5s. I shoot 3.5s because I can. So I mean,
exactly.
They work.
And another really important thing, some of our first videos were patterning for turkey. It is super important to pattern your gun, because as we found out, certain ammos and certain chokes, which we're about to talk about in a little bit, but certain ammos and certain chokes just work together really well. We found with the choke that Dan uses and the choke that I use for my gun, shooting Longbeard XR 3.5s, we just found that we can be deadly out to 50, 60 plus yards just because, and be confident about our shot. We're not just, yeah, I'll take a shot, I'm not sure if I'm going to kill, but we can be confident.
Not going off of luck.
Yeah, exactly. So
I guess into our next segue here, we got chokes. We're going to talk about chokes. So a lot of people, you know, are going to say, just shoot whatever the shotguns had. If they have factory full chokes, they're fine. You can get by. You don't need a full choke. I mean, again, it's better to have something and not need it than be stuck with a turkey that's hung up a little farther away and not be able to take a shot. So I'm running a Kix Goblin Thunder extra full. I think it's 670 constriction, and it shoots pretty darn good with the Winchester Longbeard XRs. I mean, I could comfortably take shots at 50 and 60 yards. Not that you have to. You know, I'm not saying that that's what you should sell for, because you probably shouldn't. But if you have to, you can. and it will
And you
work
feel
every
confident
single
about
time.
it too. And so I've always gone with the 5-shot. That's kind of like the good in between 4 and 6. But I just found that 5-shot works best out of my gun. And I shoot the Carlson's Longbeard XR choke. The restriction is 660. It's just a really tight, nice pattern, and it's a choke that's meant for the ammo that I'm shooting. And like Dan said, you don't need to shoot out to 50 and 60 yards. You want to get the turkeys closer, but if for some reason a turkey hangs up, it's nice to have that extra, the restricted choke, just because you can shoot farther if you need to.
And again, like, you don't have to shoot a 12 gauge. I mean, people with all the new loads.
First turkey I ever shot was with the Mossberg 520 gauge youth model, and dropped the turkey. But again,
and with the chokes and the TSS that they have for 410s and stuff, I mean, you can kill a turkey as long as you have shotgun.
Exactly.
Yeah. So these are just what we use, and they get the job done for us.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, my setup's relatively inexpensive. I mean, most people that are hunting turkeys already probably have a shotgun, so that's not need to be included in the budget. So, but
everything that we talk about today, we are going to link down in the description below, so you can go check it out. Well, we're going to have all the websites in there and everything. It's going to be relatively cheap. But again, any hunting is not like you can just go out and do it with nothing.
Yeah,
you need to make some purchases.
Yeah, and based off that, also again with the choke, the aftermarket extended chokes. Again, a lot of people say you don't need them; it's not necessary. Your gun comes with them. But with the amount of money that you are spending
and time
hunting, and effort and all that, hunting anything, especially with a shotgun, whether it's waterfowl or turkeys. Just get the chokes. You don't have to buy a $100 Pattern Master Code Black or $100 Jeb's Headhunter. These chokes are, I think, maybe $45, $50 at the most,
40.
and they work.
They help
better than factory chokes.
It makes it worth it in the long run, because you don't want to be hunting. You only get a few times a year to shoot a turkey, most likely, and you don't want to ruin your chances because you don't have
It's a small fraction
Yeah.
you're gonna pay in the you need to get one every single year. Once you have one that works with your gun, you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to see a video of us patterning these guns, they're short videos, 2-3 minute videos. I will put them up right about in this area, just so you guys can check it out, and so you don't have to do it yourself. But we obviously don't have the same guns that all you guys have, so it's really important to get out and pattern your gun before you go hunting, just so you know how your gun shoots.
Yeah, that's not good to go on things blind.
Next, we're going to talk a little bit about calls. Rather inexpensive, but a legitimate necessity. You need calls 99% of the time, but it gets tricky knowing when to call, when not to call, and how to call, which is honestly a whole nother video. We'll talk to you a little bit about it. But first and foremost, probably the easiest call to use, especially starting out, is going to be the box call. They run you $15 to $20. You can get them from Walmart or Dick's or any sporting goods store. It's just a good all-around call, easy to carry around, and easy to use. This is probably the best call to use whenever you're first starting out.
Yeah, I mean it gets pretty self-explanatory on how to use it. It's just kind of get a feel for it.
Exactly. So this is what I would recommend when you first start out as a box call, but we also have a couple other calls, and whenever you learn more about turkey hunting and you're out more, there's different times to use different calls. Like this call is a lot louder. You can be quiet with it, and that's why it's kind of easy to use when you're first starting out, but then you can go on to the slate call and the mouth calls, which you can use in different circumstances based on where you're hunting and how the turkeys are responding.
So probably going to be the cheapest budget-friendly calls you can get as a turkey hunter are going to be mouth calls. They're dirt cheap. Like I think Primo's sells like a 3-pack. You can get it at Walmart. You can get them anywhere for like maybe it might be $10 honestly
for a 3-pack.
For a 3-pack,
and
they all have different cuts and sounds. So, and then going off this, being a beginner, they can be challenging at first. There are some things you gotta like get over, but they're not that hard to make realistic turkey sounds with. It just takes a lot of practice, just like anything
we said,
else.
it's a whole nother video.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna teach you.
We can make another video if you guys really want us to, but and you'll find tons of other videos on YouTube of how to use mouth calls, but it's super easy. They're super easy to carry around too. You can carry them in your mouth. This little box, put it right in your pocket.
You don't make any movement. If turkeys are close with them, you can have your gun or hands on your gun. You don't gotta worry about that. But definitely, these are the budget hunter's friends. And extremely cheap.
Mouth calls are probably what I use 90% of the time. Also, just because they're so easy to carry around.
Yeah, very convenient. You don't have to worry about bumping things. If you got that in the box call in your turkey vest and you move wrong and they're close,
so many times with the box call in my vest or in my pocket, I've accidentally touched it while I'm using a mouth call or moving trying to get something. When turkeys are getting close and it accidentally making noise I didn't mean to make, and it just kind of. But box call is definitely the easiest one to start with. And
then we've got your slate calls, which I mean I don't know how this is. Yours. I don't know how much this costs, but they vary a lot. So
this slate call is custom made. I got it from a guy that's local to here, but you can get a slate call. It's pretty much the same as a box call, $15-$20.
I mean, Primos, they have all the. I mean, they make
Primos is pretty much the way to go, and it's still high quality stuff. But I always have a box call with me. I always have a slate call with me. You can be really quiet with them. I found I can purr better with the slate call, and I also usually have a couple strikers with me. This is the one I typically use, but I usually have a couple just in case one gets wet or something happens to one of them. I always have another one to back up, and sometimes they make slightly different noises, which can help in certain circumstances.
Yep. I mean, they're a little more, I'd say they're more finicky of a call than, say, a mouth call or a box call, because you got to keep your surface up to.
And that's another thing.
That's more of a, I would say, I mean, unless you're gonna practice a lot, if you're just jumping into it, probably stay away from a slate call.
And again, like I was saying, there's different. It really depends on what circumstance you're in, between using a slate call and a mouth call, which is what usually I go between. Usually use a mouth call, but the box call you can literally use for everything because it's so loud. You can make it quiet. You can use all different types of clucks and putts and purrs and everything with the box call, which is why it's best for beginners. But you can do all the same things between the mouth call and the slate call. It's just you can get a little more accurate sound and better sounding.
That's just going to be up to your preference, I suppose.
And what's
your skill level? Yeah. I mean, we're again not expert callers. We're not going to tell you how to personally call. I mean, if you think this is the easiest thing to use ever, then that's good for you. But we're just going off. If you're getting started.
And you don't have to be a good caller to call in a turkey either. My first year ever using a mouth call, which first and foremost I would recommend if you do want to use a mouth call or any type of call, go out before season starts without your gun, obviously, and you use the calls and see how the turkeys respond to it. The best way to practice is while you're in the field. So go out and use your calls whenever. Don't necessarily mess up spots you think are going to produce during the season, but go out and use calls and just see how turkeys respond to them in practice, because that's going to be the best that you can do. But you don't have to be a great caller. Literally the first year I ever used a mouth call, I know I did not sound great, and I called in a bird to 20 or 25 yards. It's just being in the right place at the right time is really the main thing. But
and getting the turkey when he's in the right mood.
Exactly.
And there's one thing I knew we were going to forget on the topic of calls. Owl calls.
Oh, and
I didn't bring mine. I forgot that. Totally didn't even think about that. But it is a very handy tool to have an owl hooter for locating or roosting birds. I mean, that's something you should have. They're cheap. Again, they're super cheap.
And it is something that you can learn to do with your mouth too. I've done it. Doesn't sound as good as an owl hooter, but not super hard. And the hooter is great for roosting birds. Going out the night before when you're finding somewhere to hunt and roosting birds, they'll locate them and they'll shot gobble right back to you. And early in the morning, but if you're trying to locate birds later in the day, a crow call also works really well. They'll respond to that pretty good, and it works better later in the day because owls aren't really making much noise later in the day. They're usually in the evening and early in the morning. But an owl call and a crow call are both really good things to have when locating turkeys.
Or your car door. I've heard them closing a car door.
Or even dogs barking.
Any random noises that, if they're fired up, they're going to... They'll respond.
Dog bark, shotgun sirens, they respond to everything.
Okay, so after calls, another thing that, again, well, you need calls. You pretty much need calls. But something that you should have with you while you're hunting is a set and or just a singular decoy of some form. I mean,
a hen. If you only buy one decoy, buy a hen.
Yeah. And there's countless numbers of different makes and models of these things you can get. I mean, this is a flex tone hen. I mean, the old Walmart Supreme. But honestly, it's durable. The paint stays, I beat up on it, and it's not losing paint. I think it might have cost $25, $30 at the most.
Which is
$30 at the most.
Not bad for decoy.
And it's quality, honestly.
Yeah. And if you were really on a budget, you can go. They sell foam decoys. They're like $10 a piece. They work too. You can shoot turkeys over just about any decoy. It's just the more realistic decoys, the closer you're going to be able to get more birds in. Some turkeys just won't care and they'll come right in, and then other turkeys, they will be shy of decoys. It really just depends on how much those birds are hunted too, which is a whole nother story. But
and then, I mean, another thing, depending on where you're hunting, if you're in real dense, thick stuff, you probably don't even need decoys. So I guess it's dependent on your typical hunting scenario is going to dictate whether or not you need 5 decoys or a singular decoy or no decoys at all.
If you're hunting field edges and stuff, it is nice to have decoys because if you're calling and there's a tom coming in, he's going to be looking for a hen. And if you don't have a hen, he could hang up 100 yards away and you're not going to get him any closer because he doesn't see what he's looking for. And that's just when the decoys come in. But if you're just all about hunting woods and you really don't need decoys, but decoys definitely help. And they won't bust the bank either.
No, you can get $25, and Noah, he just bought new ones.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty nice.
So these the brand's The Grind. I got them at Dick's. They're $50 a piece. I got a Jake and a hen. This is a half strut Jake, and I guess we can go right into talking about our ideal decoy setup. And it all depends on the situation really and what time during the season. But the ideal, which we found works best, is a Jake and 2 hens. If a tom sees a Jake around 2 hens, and the tom's just going to get mad. There will be instances where tom comes in and attacks a Jake decoy just because he wants to show that he's a dominant one to the hens. But Jake and 2 hen decoys, maybe a hen nesting and Jake right over top of her. But again, that's a whole nother video. There's so much stuff that we can't talk about.
We're not going to dive into that.
But bare minimum, hen decoy, super important, especially beginning. It just helps a lot. Gets the turkey's eyes off of you.
Yeah, that's a big
which
thing.
We're going to talk about a little bit when we get into camo, but turkey's eyesight is just amazing. So if you can get the turkey's eyes off of you and looking at the turkey decoy, it's just gonna help you a
you're
lot.
gonna be a lot better off.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, so another small chunk of change for the big picture.
Exactly.
I mean, $25.
Yeah.
That's $25 is fine. There you go.
Yep. Honestly. So yeah.
You don't need Avian-X turkey.
You really.
if you got money and you want to spend it on them, go for it. But again,
if you're looking into getting
budget.
started, we would
way.
recommend just a hen decoy unless you want to spend a little bit more and get 2 decoys or 3 decoys. Just start out with a hen decoy and you shouldn't have a problem calling it a turkey.
And let's be honest, it's hunting, so is it really that cheap?
No. Yeah, exactly.
Anything in the hunting
compared to
field.
waterfowl, it's definitely cheaper than waterfowl, but again, it's hunting, so you have to be able to spend some.
Yeah,
money.
you gotta have that mindset getting into it.
Yeah.
You can't.
So as we're talking about the eye-sided turkeys, which is their best characteristic, they can see super well, so it is super important to just be covered up the best you can, and the camo, which we're really going to talk about, and the clothing. Brands really don't matter. We prefer bottomlands.
Big bottomlands, guys.
We like bottomlands. Really, any kind of dark camo for turkey season, because usually everything's still wet and muddy, and there's not really any leaves on the trees, especially earlier in the season. But any type of dark camo that breaks you up, you don't want turkeys to see you. So right here I have a pair of bottomlands pants that I got. They were, I think, $20 or $25 off of Mossy Oak's website, and this is just another one. And you can talk about the vests and stuff that you have, but I mean,
it's just for a overlayer. That's you're not gonna sweat to death once it gets later on in the day. I mean, a vest is a pretty solid way to go. Yeah. Obviously, bottomlands. Gloves, a light pair of gloves is going to get you a long way, especially here in New York, because, early on in the morning it might be 25 degrees for us. But
we hunted a snowstorm last year. Was like, we got our first snow, but
so these are just light, I think they are like Mossy Oak's turkey hunting gloves.
And again, they break your hands up. You don't
want white hands sticking out.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna help you anyway. So just a light. They're not gonna make your hands sweat or anything. They're breathable.
Yeah.
They're pretty much nothing. And again, these are, I think they might have been $15. And the vest is a little more expensive because
Which again, the vest is something you don't need, but really just as long as you can stay warm and you have outer layers that are nice camo that'll just break you up.
Yeah. You just need to be hidden. You need to be tucked away, fully covered. And so again, face mask is it's gonna help you out a lot.
Highly recommend the face mask.
Yeah. Again, some old Tom.
It's
bottomlands one.
And so if you don't like wearing face masks or it just bothers you, you better be used to wearing a face mask this past year because of COVID. That's a whole nother video. But anyways. You can just use any type of face paint. Literally, yeah. I think $3-4 you can get face paint for, probably even cheaper. You can break into your sister's makeup cabinet and get some, whatever. But any type of makeup or any type of face paint will help a lot if you don't want to wear a face mask. And it's just another cheap alternative if you don't want to wear a face mask.
And these, depending which ones you get, I don't think this was too expensive, but again, it's $20 or $5, and it's all up to your preference.
I'll talk about the boots real quick. Hiking boots, it all depends on what the weather's like, or even a pair of muck boots. But a comfortable pair of boots, because you might be doing a lot of walking, depending on where you're hearing turkeys and stuff. And if you're that type of hunter and you want to chase after the turkeys, you're going to want something comfortable and quiet.
Yep.
But any pair of hiking boots doesn't have to be a nice camo expensive pair, but any pair of hiking boots that are comfortable.
Preferably waterproof.
Yeah, and waterproof, because it's going to be wet.
Yeah, ours, turkey season, the beginning. It's sloppy.
Yeah, it's gonna
sloppy
be wet.
mess.
It's gonna be wet. So anything that's waterproof and comfortable, and you don't mind walking in a lot, is pretty important.
And I would say, lastly, for
the most important
one of the most important
clothing
things.
items.
I mean, it's not that crazy, but if you're looking to sit in the, again, it's gonna be usually wet or it's nasty out, so you're gonna probably want some sort of turkey vest. That, I mean, most of, I think actually just about all of them come with a padded seat that buttons in there somewhere. It's gonna help you out a lot. It's obviously camo. You got a bunch of different pockets on it to hold your calls, shotgun shells.
Yep.
It even has, most of them have a big thing in the back you can put a decoy in, so you don't gotta carry that when you're carrying your shotgun.
Yep.
So you can move better. But it's probably, I'd say it's essential because again,
especially
comfort is key.
Especially whenever, if you have a turkey coming in, it is like, and you've been sitting there for an hour, if you don't have a cushion, you're going to be uncomfortable and you're going to want to move. But just being comfortable and having a cushion, which having a vest and a cushion, it's going to help.
It's a little that goes a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's padded on it. It's quiet. I think you can get really, really cheap ones, or you can go ahead and buy a really expensive one. This one, I think, this is a Cabela's Redhead one. I think it might have been $25 on sale. It's lasted me a whole season. I don't have any complaints about it. It's not ripped apart. It's done what it does for $25. It's gonna do.
It's not a necessity, but we highly recommend the vest. It's just nice to carry everything.
Yeah, it's hard to get comfortable a lot of times when you're setting up.
Yeah.
In a spot where you think the turkey's gonna go, you're usually not gonna be comfortable. You might be for the first 5 minutes, but after that, you're gonna be wishing you had a seat pad.
Oh yeah.
So this vest, turkey vest, is definitely get a better view of it. I don't know.
Super lightweight.
It's
not gonna get in the way and stuff.
Or make you warm or anything. It's pretty much just a little shell. I mean, that's pretty much all you need. Some good camo. I mean, you don't gotta get crazy with the camo. You probably already have camo if you are a hunter, as it is. So that's fine. This is just what we use a lot of bottomlands for waterfowl hunting, so we already have the camo. Like we said, if you hunt deer, you already have camo, so just wear that. That's fine. But just get concealed, covered up, and hidden.
And I prefer the darker camo for turkey season. It blends in better. It might not look as nice to the people. Might not think it looks as nice, but honestly, the darker camo is better for
that. How often do you usually sit at the base of a tree to hunt turkey?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
This is pretty good tree looking stuff.
Bottomlands is definitely pretty good for when it comes to turkey hunting.
Yeah.
This is just about everything. This is
just about everything.
This is everything we think you guys need for turkey hunting, especially starting out. It's not super expensive. Most of the stuff we have is cheaper stuff, and it works great. But a nice set of camo, some decoys,
a reliable
shotgun, exactly. A nice choke, and
some good ammunition.
No.
Back on that, okay. I mean, I know they sell really, really cheap stuff, but I mean, this stuff right here, we've shot it out of a million different guns, and it's not expensive at all. I think it might be like $17 for a box of 3.5s, and this stuff shoots lights out in literally every
XR out of every gun we've ever shot it out of.
We've shot it out of, I think, five shotguns.
Honestly, 5 shotguns.
And it wins literally every time.
And we're not sponsored, but Longbeard XR out of 5 different shotguns, 5 different chokes.
It's the best we've shot, and it's I mean, you could go get five shots of TSS for $50 and go pat in that box, and then
that's your choice.
That's on you.
We're gonna stick with the Longbeard XR because we know it works.
It's cheaper. It's not the cheapest, and it works every single time. And I mean, again, this is what works for us. If you already have something that works out for you, I guess you're probably not watching.
And if there's anything that we missed, or if you can think of, just comment down below.
or if you want to see something more
Yeah.
in depth, let us know what you want to see. I mean, we're just touching on.
Yeah. I feel like we covered all the basics pretty well. Everything you guys need for turkey hunting. There's more videos that you can make and watch about tactics for turkey hunting and how to locate turkeys. But that's more videos. So if you guys really want to see that, we can definitely do it. But I think we covered everything that you guys need to know to go out and kill yourself a turkey. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Our next goal is 1,000 subscribers, and we can definitely do it. We're more than halfway there now, and we're looking forward to bringing you guys more videos. So
good luck out there in the old turkey woods.
Yeah.